One. Good evening, everybody. We are live on RVing in New England, and we are delighted to have a fantastic gentleman with us tonight. That guy up in the right-hand corner, Earl B. Hunter Jr.
Wait a minute. Wait. Time out.
That's me.
What I
You got to
do?
introduce me before you introduce the guest.
But by now, I think everybody knows who we are.
You're supposed to say, I'm Bob Zagami, and on behalf of the more attractive partner, John DePietro,
Wait.
we are pleased to welcome Earl Hunter to our show.
Ooh, I love. Okay. Hey, listen, I guess I came to the show to be the conflict peacemaker here, man. I love it.
Something like that.
I love it.
Bob, you went out of your way to get a good guy.
Well,
I'm really looking forward to the show. I've read his resume. I've scoured the website, and I don't know if we can keep this guy in the can for an hour. It might take more than an hour to get his whole story.
It's possible, but we've known Earl for probably 3, 4, 5 years. As he was VP of Sales for Sylvan. Well, rather than me telling him, give us some of your background.
Yeah. Well. First of all, listen, guys. I want to thank you guys first of all for having me on the show. I respect you too because I've met you guys several times and out on the road, and you guys know I'm a road warrior, so I've had some good times. But to your audience, my name is Earl B. Hunter Jr. I am the founder and president of Black Folks Camp 2. We're located here in North Carolina, and especially in Brevard, North Carolina. I was the former vice president of sales at Sylvan Sport. At that company, we made pop-up campers. So I've been in the RV industry or in the camping industry about 5 years. And here's the crazy thing about it. I had never been camping in my life before I got into the industry, right?
Really?
Isn't it very interesting that so many people that are in the industry never use the products that they promote
it's fun. Yeah, it is. But I got to tell you though, I use the product, right? I love camping. As a matter of fact, it's one of the reasons why you guys have me on your show because of what we're doing in the industry. I literally love camping because it gives me an opportunity to sit around a campfire and talk to people and I don't know. It's get a chance to sit around with family and things of that nature. And sometimes I feel like we're just solving the world, man. To be frank with you.
You know what, Earl? I'm looking at your logo, and right in the middle of it, it's a campfire.
Yep.
That's really the magic of the whole thing, isn't it?
It is. You know, Black Folks Camp 2 is such an amazing company. And if I can just tell you guys a little bit about us. We're not a club. We're not a group. We are a business. We are a business, and our business is to help remove fear, generational fear, from Black folks. Our premise is also to give knowledge to Black folks about camping, and also to really invite more Black folks. And when I say more, I'm telling you more Black folks to camp because there are a ton of Black folks out there camping, a ton of them. But at the same time, though, I believe there should be more. And the reason why I think there should be more is because, my son and I, we took this amazing trip around the country. My son, when I was working at Sylvan Sport, I drove around the country a lot, right? I had a trailer on the back. I drove from, whether it be from all around the United States, North America, up in Canada. I know Canada almost better than I know United States now, right? And I was gone so much that it was really affecting my family, to be frank with you, because I was gone so much and I wasn't around. And so one day my son said to me, he said, "Hey, Dad, man," he said, "you keep going on all these vacations, man. What's going on?" I said, "Vacations?" And so here I am helping to build a company, which is Sylvan Sport. I'm helping to drive the sales. I was the only salesperson and driving this thing. And my son thought I was going on vacation. So I said to my son, the last day of school, I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to take you with me and show you what I'm doing out on this road. So my son and I, we traveled over 14,000 miles, went to 49 different campgrounds.
How old was he?
He was 7 years old at the time.
7? Wow.
7 years old. And it was the most amazing trip I've ever taken in my life. Not only was it an amazing trip for me, but my friends, all of my friends back home, most of my Black friends, right? they were following us via Facebook Live, and they didn't know what we were doing at first. But then when they found out that we were camping, there's something that was an anomaly to them, or something that they didn't really know about. They were cringing at first. They're like, "Why are you doing that?" And then when they really understood, and I started blogging the story and what we were doing, they got behind us and they started saying, "Go west. We want to see more. Go west." And so the more we were able to see, and the more we were able to do, Mount Rushmore. I took them to Cody, Wyoming. Man, we went to Denver. We went to New Mexico. We went everywhere. And in New Mexico is where we saw the only black family out of 49 campgrounds. We saw them there in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And they were driving this big Class A, and we were in a pop-up camper. And we had one thing in common. We had two things in common at the time. We were black folks, and we were camping, and it was amazing.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but on that trip, you were visiting your dealers, right?
We were visiting dealers.
It was a working trip.
Yep.
You saw Dad working.
You saw Dad working. As a matter of fact, a very funny story about that is
Earl, can you hold that 1 second?
Yeah.
I want to introduce some of our people. They're very faithful. You know, when we go live, they just jump on there. So we
good.
Jerry Plant's on from Majors RV in Cape Cod.
We need to tell people that the debate that was last night was scheduled for tonight, but when they realized that they were going head to head with us, they switched it to last night.
Oh, good thing. Good thing they wouldn't have had anybody. And we're a lot better looking than Nora O'Donnell and Gail King.
Oh, I hear you, man.
Now look.
We're better.
Now look.
Yeah. So let me get through this. Jerry Plant from Majors RV down in Cape Cod. That's one of our largest service centers in the Northeast, Earl. And Jerry also says John Who.
Yeah, you had to throw that in.
Doug Turner's on again. Doug's out in Elkhart. Thanks for joining, Doug. Jim Turntine. Jim was a former guest. We have this habit. We get former guests that become regulars on the show. Jim has a new concept, and he, much like yourself, starting out with a very successful businessman, but he's got a new venture called RV Self Park.
Good.
Automated overnight accommodation, so you don't stay in a Walmart, but you get your full hookups and stuff.
Campground without a campground.
Yep, we got two gals in the Boston Brew. That's Michelle Fontaine and Laurie Church. They do our Facebook behind-the-scenes stuff. But Michelle is the director of communications for Rolling On TV.
Very nice.
The largest RV lifestyle program on television all across the country. And I actually, when they saw the announcement this morning, the executive producer, Jose Moniz, said, "Can you give me Earl's information? And I want to do a segment on Rolling On TV about his concept." So Michelle or Jose will be in touch with you on that.
Good. I've already received the email from him.
Okay, you did. That doesn't
he's here too.
All right, Ed Hurlbert's on. Ed is the founder of RV Tips Facebook group, Earl. They have 160,000 members in their group. And Ed and Debbie are great people. We had them on a few weeks ago. Michelle says Sylvan Sport has quite a loyal following. They do. Walter Swenson's on. Walter is the state director, him and his wife, Donna, the Good Sam chapter. And he's very active in the Good Sam chapter. We work with all the Good Sam chapters in New England, so they'll love to hear what you're doing. It says there are a lot of black members in RV Tips. Good.
Ed says that. Okay.
Jerry Plant.
And Ed knows because he's the one who owns it. He owns the group.
Good stuff.
Now,
Jerry Plant. Read this. Read Jerry's story.
I wanted to make sure I got the words right.
Yeah.
Jerry Plant says, "Taking my African American grandsons to a yogi park in Maine this summer, passing the love of camping on to another generation."
Right on.
Are you going up to Yonderville, Jerry? I think they're on our site a lot, and they have some great activities up there. Jose just joined. He says, "Hi, Earl. We're following you on Rolling On TV."
Right on.
Don Emerson is on. He's the VP of sales manager at Longview RV.
Very nice.
Over in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. and he competed against the Andro family for a long time. Hey, Todd, how many sales did you lose to the Sylvan Sport? He's gonna come back and say no, none, Earl.
I want to say that I visited with him at one point.
Michelle wants to know what your blog name is.
My blog name for the trip that we took.
I don't know what you mean. Maybe clarify that.
It's Dillon and Earl on the go. Dillon and Earl AND Earl on the go.
Oh, okay, for the trip.
Right.
John Sinisi's on. Hi, Bob and John. Thank you for the amazing, colorful gift. Well appreciated. I sent him a copy of Living the RV Life the other day for some of his great comments. And Jerry Plant is going to Yonderville.
Right on.
Indeed. Okay, so if you got questions for Earl, jump up there. He says,
whatever, man. We'll answer whatever. My job is to facilitate questions and tell you guys how amazing it is to be heading this amazing venture. I mean, it's beautiful.
Earl, let me stop for 1 second here, because when I was reading through your material prior to coming on to the show,
right,
I wrote down the word generational fears.
Right.
And in the first 30 seconds of your conversation tonight, you used that term, generational fears.
Absolutely.
Describe to us what you mean by that term.
Well, when I talk about generational fears in regards to camping, especially in the South, I grew up in the South in South Carolina, and my great grandmother was is a pillar in Abbeville, South Carolina, and she would actually tell us not to go in the woods for a long time, right? And I wondered why she didn't want us to go in the woods, and I like to play baseball, so I would throw rocks in the woods, and my cousins would throw rocks in the woods, my brothers and sisters. And then after a while, she kind of finally told us. She said, no, the woods, she was scared of it, in regards to us going in the woods by ourselves, and not necessarily from just being scared of the animals. What you have to understand, in the South, there's a lot of horrific things that happen in the woods to humans, especially Black folks. And so that generational fear being passed down from my great-grandmother to my grandmother, to my mother, and then down to me, that fear is very real throughout a lot of families, especially down south. And so Black Folks Camp 2, what we're doing is we're hoping to share information about camping that will allow more Black folks rather, to remove that fear of the woods, remove that fear of camping, and want to go do it. And while we're doing that, we're sharing knowledge. And for the most part, we're inviting Black folks to go camping. That's the key thing, to invite.
Yeah. And I'm sure you'd agree, as we had already said earlier, the campfire, anybody sits around it. It's not.
Absolutely.
It's colorblind.
Absolutely.
From that aspect of it. And
absolutely.
The stories that you hear, I mean, people lay their soul on the line around the campfire, because there's something magic about looking at that fire and reminding you of better days or younger days or even the good times that you're in right now.
Absolutely.
And you were smart enough to use it on your logo. The other question I have for you as we begin, and it'll maybe let our audience know where you're coming from, is the term Black Folks Camp 2.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Black folks is a word. I mean, it's two words, but it's a word.
Yep.
Why not blacks? Why not Black people? And why Black folks?
Well, down south, man, we use folks a lot. And I always felt like this. So this name and our logo and everything about us has been methodically done, right? I told my team I wanted to be bold when we're talking about Black folks camping. I wanted to be bold about. I wanted Black folks to feel empowered to want to go camping, but I also felt like we needed to also be very cognizant of the fact that this is not a race thing. Black Folks Camp 2 has nothing to do with race. It all has to do with a cultural learning opportunity for everyone. As a matter of fact, Black Folks Camp 2 is probably one of the most inclusive company there is. We want to drive inclusivity. We want to drive diversity. So Black folks, the word is just so soft, and then it just looks good on our logo. I mean, the word folks sounds so much more better than people. I mean, it just does, and it just rolls off. And I would like to say that that I thought of this logo all on my own, but I didn't. We have a team in place with our company, and we rallied around this name. We rallied around it, and we said, look, there's some people that quote unquote may be offended by Black Folks Camp 2. There are Black folks that might be offended by that. There might be white folks offended by that. There may be Asian folks or Hispanic folks, but we're going with it. We're bold enough in what we're saying that we believe that our name fits what we're trying to do, right? We are trying to get more Black folks in the campground, encouraging, and the key word is more, right? More Black folks in the campgrounds, more Black folks enjoying the outdoors, more Black folks with their families, more Black folks buying RVs, buying tents, and doing all the things that I feel like that was amazing to my family when I'm out camping.
Well, it's interesting the way you describe that, because one of the things that popped out at me was the word camp. And when we tend to think about the RV industry, people think it's RVs, but you have embraced everything from camp and tents. You have a big tent section on your website, because again, when you talk about the inclusiveness of what you're doing, you don't care if they show up with a tent or a 40-foot
Right.
pusher. That's immaterial. It's the
Right.
experience and the knowledge and the learning that they're going to enjoy it. Whatever they show up with, they're going to enjoy it.
Right. The barrier of entry, we've done a lot of surveys on this. We didn't go into this just willy-nilly. We didn't go into this saying, hey, just because I'm Black, I know what every Black person wants. No, we surveyed Black folks whether they live the Huxtable lifestyle, whether they live the Good Times lifestyle. And I'm referring to the Huxtables and Good Times as TV shows, and you guys, know the difference of the two, right? From a lifestyle perspective. And we wanted to include everyone. We wanted everyone to be included into this process. So there's some people out there who can't afford RVs. There's some people out there who can afford big motorhomes, and everybody in between. But the barrier of entry is getting them knowledge so they can make their own decisions about camping. Because I'm no fool. I know that all Black folks don't want to camp. I know that.
Hey, Earl, we got a member of your fan club on.
What you got? Hey, how you doing?
That's Addie Mae.
Addie Mae, how you doing?
Addie Mae from Hemlock Hill.
There you go.
The good times.
Right on, man. So we're very. I'm very cognizant of this. When I set out to start this company, guys, there's a lot of things I had in play in my mind. There was never any fear about doing this, because the only place we can go is up, right? We're going to change a lot of lives with people who have never experienced the outdoors like we're going to bring it to them. Again,
how can the industry help you? Because I just you're just a great guy to come on tonight and talk about this. But what as you look at your business plan, as you look at what you want this to build into,
right?
How can the industry help in terms of explaining what we talked a little bit earlier about sponsorships and partnerships?
Right. So it's funny. The way we're building Black Folks Camp 2 is the same way I felt like needed to be done at Sylvan Sport. You can't sell Black Folks Camp 2. You can't sell a product like Sylvan Sport, a pop-up camper, the way it was. You couldn't sell it over online. You have to go to the dealers. You have to explain to them and look them in the eyes and tell them that the product is nice. It's the same thing with Black Folks Camp 2. Our company it's just like this. The dealers or whether it be in retail, RV dealers, or anyone, they're looking for customers. They don't care if they're Black, white, green, or yellow, right? And so with that being said, when you introduce this type of lifestyle to a group, the fastest growing group in the outdoor industry, whether in the camping and RV industry, are Black folks. Well, I think the industry really needs to embrace this and invite more Black folks to go camping. And the way you invite more Black folks to go camping is you sow into our company and let us go do it for you, right? We're very good at what we do. Right?
Now, Earl, I think it's important to point out that you're not a club of Black folks that only want to go camping with Black folks.
Not at all. Not at all. We're totally the opposite, if that makes sense. What we want to see is inclusivity. I would like Black folks. I don't want to go camping I don't want just to go camping when a group calls me up and say, hey, let's go camping together. I want black folks to feel like, look, I can go camping anytime I want to. Because at the end of the day, guys, black folks don't need permission to go camping. We don't need permission. But it feels good to be invited, though, right? It feels good. If you were invited me to your house, John, if you invited me to your house, man, you will make sure that everything is all situated and nice and ready for me to be there. It's the same thing about campgrounds. We need to educate campgrounds. We need to educate dealers. We need to educate everyone in the industry that you're going to be dealing with a different customer only because the customer doesn't have a lot of experience in the industry, right? You have to, yeah.
Let me ask you this. In your Sylvan Sport world,
right?
Okay, when you're out, and I think you said it on your website, but you also said it just now a moment ago, you need to go face-to-face with these dealers.
Right.
Okay.
And just so you guys know, I don't know if I said this in the beginning. I'm actually no longer with Sylvan Sport.
Right.
I left Sylvan Sport. I departed in August 27th of 2019, and I went right into this venture right here. When I'm out with dealers and I'm sharing with them what we can bring to the table for them, I'm sharing with them that we can reach a group of people that they cannot. For example, this weekend we're going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, at an event called CIAA. There are going to be 250,000 black folks going to be in the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, there for an event called CIAA, which is a large HBCU basketball tournament. HBCU mean historically black colleges and universities. You're going to have alumni from all over the country. They're going to come right into Charlotte, and we're going to them. Meaning that I'm going to have.
Where are you going to be, and how are you going to?
Oh, it's going to be amazing. We're going to have a 30-foot. We're going to have a 30-foot RV, 36-foot RV. We're going to have our Black Folk Camp 2 signs on the side, and also while we're staying there, hold on, let me tell you. I got to show you something. 1 second. Sorry. Sorry. We're going to have these. I have a team. I have teams going to have these signs up, and we're going to be going up to people who have probably never been camping in their life, or the ones who have been camping, and we're going to tell them how amazing camping is, and they're going to log on to our website, they're going to like our page, and we're going to have a ton of followers who want to go camping.
So, Bob, why don't we go into that break, and if you have the capability to put up blackfolkscamp2.com, then our viewers can see the website, so they may want to take a look at that. Black Folks Camp 2, right? TOO.
BlackFolksCamp2.com.
Right. And we always take this break, Earl, right around this time of day to say thank you so much for the people that are watching live, and to let them know that they are probably the most important part of the show, certainly more important than Bob and myself. And the reason we're able to reach 5 to 10 to 15,000 people each show is because of fine people like those that are watching tonight that take a moment to go onto the screen of the device that they're watching on and hit that share button. Share it with somebody who's been camping. Share it with somebody who's never been camping. Show it to somebody who's looking for a camper, or somebody who's been camping for 30 years. But take the time, hit the share button. We'd greatly appreciate it. And Bob, I know you have another question for our guest.
I want to try to catch up with Fast and Furious on the comments, and I'm so thrilled listening to Earl there. I forgot some of these people. Jerry. Okay. Well, Michelle says, how sad that people feel fear. Understandable. Thank you for encouraging and exposing people to camping and the lifestyle. Jerry says no woods at Blue Water Key. I don't know what that means, Jerry. Rodney Layberg is on from
the woods. The woods. What are you saying about afraid to go into the woods?
That's right. Okay, no good. All right. Rodney Layberg is on from Bradford RV down here. Michelle says, around the campfire, there are no politics, right? Nope.
That's right.
No politics, right?
None at all, man. We're here to love family, man. Yeah. Love family and friends.
Michelle also says there are many women who want to camp alone who fear things. Girl Camper and Janine Pettit has done so much to free women, single women, and encourage them to get out there any way they can go camping. Jim Turntine says, I like the name. Addie Mae, we already showed you her fan club comment. Thanks for joining us tonight, Addie. It's always good to see you. Michelle says, Earl, hey, Bob, Earl is the black Janine. No.
I like it, baby. Whatever it takes.
I think Janine's the black Earl.
Man, there you go, baby.
But we will introduce you to her because I'm sure there's a lot of single black women that, maybe even
Absolutely.
have more fears.
I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time.
She's done a great job. Jerry says you don't see many black folks in RV ads. That's an easy change for the industry to make. Well, actually, Jerry, this year for the first time, we go RVing. We did print ads, and we have new videos on black and Hispanic campers. So that's coming, and we certainly can do more. Ed Helper says, Earl, I invite you to stop by my group, RV Tips, and read the rules. We don't care what color our members are. Campers are all the same color.
That's right.
John said earlier.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit, if I can, about dealers and campgrounds. Because getting the word out, one of the easiest ways is through dealers and campgrounds. Are you going to have any kind of a rack card or any kind of a promotion that, because I did send this to all the state associations in Massachusetts today also, but what you're thinking as far as getting information in front of the dealers and the campgrounds?
So this first year, my team and I, we had this conversation that 2020 for us would be a year of really building our brand. We're building a brand. We have to build a trusted brand. So not only when the patrons, they can trust us that we know what we're talking about. We need the industry to trust us as well, that we know we can bring to those patrons to black folks who have a fear or don't have any knowledge, who want to go camping. We want to be the central location for both sides, the industry and the people.
Yep.
Come to our website, do all those things and drive it. With that being said, we're meeting with a ton of dealers. We're meeting with campgrounds because, again, campgrounds have to be educated as well.
Right.
They have to be educated about it. As a matter of fact, the campgrounds and the industry has to be educated more to me than the individuals who are actually, and then black folks actually wanting to go camp. Because the bottom line is black folks are not just going to show up at RV dealerships, right? If you have some RV dealers on the page right now, ask them how many black folks just come into their dealership. They don't. It's because most black folks hadn't even never seen the inside of an RV.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good question for Jerry because being a large service center, they have the largest parts and accessory store in the Northeast. Also, they don't sell any new RVs. But
O'Reilly's there too.
Yeah, but Jerry, what's your traffic like in terms of black folks coming in for parts and accessories? And I'll throw that out to Todd Emerson and Ryan Layberger. But I just had another thought, Earl. Are you familiar with the program called Tents?
I am not.
Okay, Tents for Troops. I'll send you a site, but they got a great business model. What they've done, they built it up nicely, and they're getting a lot of good corporate support. So I think it's probably worthy of a conversation with them. But they solicit campgrounds to donate campsites for wounded veterans.
Good.
So that they can enjoy camping for all the reasons that you're saying right now.
Right.
And they donate the site. So maybe there's an opportunity to look at their business model and come up with something like that, where campgrounds would donate to you and say, look, we got this number of sites that we want. And you don't want 10 black people over here.
Yeah.
White people there. So mix them up and let them, donate a site and let them come camping.
Yeah, but let me make something real clear, though. I have to make something very clear about black folks in camping. Listen, black folks have money, black folks have families, and black folks have time. Meaning that this is not a kumbaya moment, right? This is a moment of sharing and teaching black folks about the industry. Once we teach and share the knowledge and invite black folks to go camping, black folks will spend their money to do what they want to do. They'll spend their money, especially with this lifestyle. Camping is an unbelievably beautiful, inexpensive lifestyle in vacations, right? The same premise of camping is across the line. I want my kids to put down their mobile phones, their devices. I want them to cuddle around a campfire with me and tell me what's going on in their life. I want them to do all those things. Well, if I want those things to be done, my friends want those things to be done, right? If my friends want those things to be done, they'll pay for it just like they pay for everything else. See, I'm not here to say that all black folks want to go camping because I know they don't. But I know there are thousands among thousands who will and who do want to go camping once they experience the lifestyle. Once they experience the lifestyle.
So, Earl, when you did this, the 3-month trip with your son, okay, obviously you were working for the other company at the time, which gave you the inspiration to found this organization that we're talking about tonight. You'd have to agree that the RV industry as a whole is white males that are running the show.
Yep.
Okay. So when you're going around to these dealerships, you must have saw some dealers wondering who the hell you were when you walked in.
Well, let me tell you.
Right?
I'm glad you brought that up. This is a funny story. You know, when I first started in the industry, before I came in the industry, man, I was a Italian suit, Italian shoe wearing guy. I mean, tailored suits and everything coming from my other industry, right? And I came to the industry and I said, man, I gotta go buy me some new clothes because this industry right here, these guys are wearing sweater vests and they're wearing this and that. And then I said, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. So the way I went to I went around and actually when I was going to pop up the camper, I would wear my fedora hat. I would have on my a t-shirt, a Mickey Mouse t-shirt or whatever t-shirt on with a tailored sports coat, some jeans, some boots, some long pointed toe boots. And I would walk into these places and I promise you sometimes, man, you can hear a rat piss on cotton in there sometimes. It's so quiet. But the sheer presence of going in with the passion about the product made it a bit easier.
Okay, I got to time out. You said the magic word, and you don't hear it much in the RV industry when it comes to sales and that type of thing, but the passion word.
Yeah, man.
How important in your mind was to grow Sylvan from what you did to what you did?
Right.
Okay, when it started to when you left. How important was the passion over the product?
Well, number one, I'm a winner. I'm a winner through and through. And most people who don't like me, they're not winners. I'm a winner. I want to win. I want to win. I will push myself to win harder than anybody else. As a matter of fact, man, I hate losing more than I love winning. Second part about it is I like to see people's families fed. And I knew we had to feed some families. I understood that. I understood my family needed to be fed. I understood that we needed to do a lot of things. Look, Earl Hunter I was a part of a team at Sylvan Sport. I was a part of a team that did some amazing stuff. But when it came to the sales and out in the field, if a dealer had called me on Thursday and said, hey, Earl, I need you to be at a show on Friday, I was there. And not only was I there, man, I was there to work, to sell product, because I understood that if we didn't sell any product at the shows, they weren't going to order anymore. And so the passion for me is winning. So once you get that, and once you have that in a person, right, you can teach them everything else. And so it's just so happened that, I enjoyed training. I enjoyed training dealers. I wanted to give them the same passion. It's the same thing we're doing right now. I want to train the industry on how to invite black folks to go camping. I want to train the industry on how to help remove that fear. I want to train the industry on help to give that knowledge. So we all can sit around the campfire and just talk about how amazing this whole feat was. Because America doesn't look like the camping industry right now, right? America is a melting pot of everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what we want to see. We want to see that. I want to see everyone camping.
Jerry's got some stats there. See, I said to you earlier at the start of the show, our audience, I might have said it even before we went on the air, our audience is an important part of the show. And look
Absolutely.
At Jerry. Okay?
I mean, the stats are overwhelming. And one of the things about those stats, Jerry, is that I look at that because I get this all the time. Earl. So why are you just concentrating on black folks? They're not really any different from anybody else when it comes to camping. You should concentrate on everyone. Well, there's one difference. There's one difference between black folks that I know of, between black folks, Hispanics, Asians, and I'm trying to just name everyone outside of the white community in regards to camping, because we just saw the stats of 71% of it is white. Italians and all that, is that black folks were really the only group of people who were really told not to go in the woods. Because you go all the way back to the times of, and I hate to even talk about slavery and things of that nature. There was an imaginary gun line down south. You did not go in those woods, and when you did, you continued to go. And so, and when you continue to go, there's going to be somebody following you behind you to actually make sure that you don't come back, or you do come back with some harsh punishment. Well, there's no other group that was actually treated that way. And so you can understand the fear that has been joshed down. But I don't even, we have to talk about the past, but I don't really even like to discuss that as much as I like to talk about the future and where this industry can go, right? I think right now the RV industry is fielding close to 400,000 people a year. Is that correct? 400,000?
400,000 new units.
Right. 400,000 new, but there are millions of people out there. Millions of people. Black folks spent $1.2 trillion in 2018, but we only make up 13% of the population. Why wouldn't the industry want to go get that money? Why wouldn't the industry want to go and make those people happy? Why wouldn't the industry want to go out and actually have that customer in their space? Why not?
Well, you're gonna help educate them and bring that and
absolutely.
That along.
So Earl, where do you see this company in 3 years? Let's just say 3 years. Where are you going to be at? Where do you want to be at?
We're right now we're a staff of 4. I look for our company to be major. Let me give you an example. I look for Black Folks Camp 2 to be the major marketing arm for a ton of the states, because we have to talk about national and state parks. There are a lot of black folks that have no clue that they're actually paying for national and state parks via their tax monies every day, and they don't even go. They don't even go to these national and state parks, right? And these some beautiful. Matter of fact, where I live is one of the most beautiful areas in the world. We have waterfalls all over the place, and we don't see that many black folks in this area at all enjoying those waterfalls, right? And so, and with that being said, national and state park attendants, they're going to have to be educated as well, right? Because you're dealing with individuals who necessarily don't know what is to be done in those parks and things of that nature. So our company, Black Folks Camp 2, I see us in a space where we're actually not controlling the industry in the space of getting more black folks to camp, but encouraging the industry in that space.
You know what, Earl? One second here. I'll kill that. I had a quote here. Don Polk is on the line. And I don't know what I did. Don't know what I did wrong, but I can't. Oh, there we go. There we go. Do you know Don and Mark Polk?
I think I do. I'm not sure.
They own RV Education 101. It's
okay.
The leading consumer training and education company in the business.
Good stuff. Hello, Don.
They're down there in North Carolina also.
Nice.
Down in Harold. So we'll hook you up with them afterwards, because she's got the kind of training information that new campers, whatever color they are, need. She's got orientation books. She's got online streaming videos. I'm sure she'll make some special deals with you for, getting some of this information out there to the black community.
Right.
They got courses on how to back up and drive motorhomes and fifth wheels and orientation.
And it's funny too. If you go to our website, we have all those things. We were very methodical in our approach, right? This company was very thought out. It's not a one-man band with Earl. we have a very cool team. It is just that we're spread out. But you know, I have always taken the approach is that every team member, every person in the company has a job, right? And when we do our job correctly and we do our job right, we get to the end of the pot, and the end of the pot is success. And the end of our pot is increasing and seeing that number of black folks rate rising from 9% to 25%, and which will then it would actually increase the industry and sales, and everybody will be fine, right?
Well, let's get right to the heart of the matter here.
Yeah, Dawn's got another quote. She says, "Earl, have you heard of Soulful RV Family?" Hey,
I have not.
Hey, Dawn, I haven't heard of it either. So give us a little bit more website.
So you know, so here's the other thing I was going to tell you guys. There are a ton of clubs out there, groups out there that are catering to black folks when it comes to the campgrounds and things of that nature. Well, that's well and good. We are inspired, and we really want to empower those groups to continue to go on. But in regards to the industry concern, you know, I may be mistaken by saying this, but I think if you Google black executive in the RV industry, I think I'm the only one that comes up in regards to sales and marketing, right? And so I've done the deals with the RV dealers and with the in the industry and things of that nature. And so with me, with our company, what we're doing is we want to empower those groups as well. We want to tell those groups, hey, we want you to branch out and enjoy the campground. Let's be inclusive. Let's be together. Let's all of us be in this whole camping environment and loving it the way it was intended to be loved, the nature.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and Earl, you know, a byproduct of this whole thing is that, you know, it is possible to put down in a business plan, but the reality of it is that black folks have a conception of whites, and whites have what I call a preconceived misconception.
Absolutely.
Or
stereotype
generalization.
Right.
So if all of a sudden, you know, and it's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to happen around the you know, state capitol building or somewhere, but little by little, blacks get to understand whites, whites get to understand blacks, and that leads to a better world for everybody.
Well, listen, let me give you just my own story. Listen, I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina. I went to all black elementary schools, all black middle school, and basically all black high school. Right.
That's where University of South Carolina is, right?
Yep. I grew up in an all black neighborhood. I'm a good times type kid. Okay. But my mentor was a little old white fella, had curly hair. His name is Fuzzy, who I named my daughter after. Right. Well, he said to me, challenge yourself, Earl. All you know is all black, which is great, and you're good at that, right? Go somewhere where you'll be the anomaly, and you go in those schools, you go to that school, that college, and you actually thrive and you do well, and so you can see what other people are doing and how they're doing it, and then they'll get a chance to see what you're doing, so they can have their preconceived notions will be basically swatted of you, and yours will be swatted from theirs. And it changed my life, man. Look, I am no less black than I was when I left Columbia, South Carolina. I'm no less black, man. I'm the same black man. But going to Appalachian State University, where I went to school, and Georgia Military College, it allowed me to get in other people's world. I learned how to mud bog, man. I went skiing. I did skiing. Yeah, man. Black folks ski too, right? I did all these things.
That's your new group.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm trying to tell you. So, you know, I believe that once we are all around that campfire, the campfire is going to change the world, man. It really will, because everybody has problems, man. Everybody has issues. Everybody have triumphs. Everybody have things that they love, and we can share those things. Food, music. Here's a guy I love to sing. Man, I'll get around the campfire and sing all day long. Right?
Show them a little sample of that.
Well, let's see. Oh, well, since we're in Carolina, I sing with James Taylor. How about that? In my mind, I'm going to Carolina. Woo. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it like a friend of mine to hit you from behind? And I'm going to Carolina in my mind. Man, I'm shy, man. You can't
Yeah,
put me on the
right.
spot like that.
Our audience keeps us on the straight and narrow.
Good.
You said if you Google black executives, Jerry Plant, he goes out there and checks it. Either him or Walter Swinton will put us straight. He Googled it and he said he came up with Earl Hunter is shaking up the RV industry.
I'm telling you, man.
RVA did a story on you. I think that was in August or September.
It was an amazing story. You know, I love RVIA, man. They were amazing, man. There's an amazing group. Ken Redford and the crew over there, and James. I know all those guys. They're an amazing group. Amazing group.
All right. Jose wants to know. He says, Earl, do get together with Mark and Don. They are just super great folks to work with and as friends. We love working with them. They're also part of the Rolling on TV family, and John and I work with them once in a while. Don says, Keith and Tia, this must be the Soulful RV. Keith and Tia travel by RV and homeschool their children.
Nice.
They don't full time. That's interesting.
That's amazing.
Don says you got a nice voice. Yeah, but
thank you. Thank you. I think I'm gonna look them up and send them some gear.
Yeah, but Don, he's not as good looking as John and I.
Well, I mean that's subjective, man. Come on now. I got my salt and pepper coming in, man. I'm kind of catching up with you guys.
I saw that in one of the pictures, and I said, "Man, he didn't have that last time."
Hey, man. Hey, you know,
do you have any healthy recipes on your website?
Well, I do not, but I got to tell you this though, man. I love to cook. I made some fried green tomatoes 2 nights ago, and they were amazing.
You like the barbecue?
I love barbecue. I actually my in-laws purchased me a smoker, so I got a cool smoker now. I can smoke a turkey in there.
All right, Dawn is.
I love the barbecue.
Dawn's falling off her chair now. Dawn is a vegan, so we always kid her. You know, when John and I are out on the road and we go to a steakhouse, we always take a picture of the steaks and send it back to Dawn because Mark is on our side.
Right. You got. Listen, I gotta say this though to you guys about this business about Black Folks Camp 2. Listen, man, there are some amazing people out there, man. I'm gonna tell you, there's some dealers out there who have said to me, Earl, we believe in you. We believe in this movement that you're doing. We believe that what you're doing is going to change and help our industry. And we're going to sow into your company. And they have done it, man. I can't tell you even what happened today. It was so amazing down at Bob Letford's Bob Letford's Adventure Motorhomes in Greer, South Carolina. I can't even tell you. I can tell you how amazing that Mid-State RV was down in Byron, Georgia, or RV Connection, Vancouver RV, and Washington State. I mean, clear across the country. This man, he contacted me and said, Earl, what are you doing now? And he wrote a check to us and he said, we want to help you, man, because we know you are a catalyst for the industry and we know you're going to drive it. And it's been amazing, man.
You know why? Because of that one word that you said before.
The P word.
Your passion, but also your work ethic. Whenever I went to a show, especially the Hartford show, because you had Sylvan Sports at Hemlock Hill and Michelle Andrew or Chris, they may be on tonight. I know they posted and they shared our post today. But
right.
When I went to the Hartford show, I could always tell where you were.
Yes, sir.
It would be the largest crowd, and you can take that machine up and down, and you're talking the whole time, and your passion comes out. And that's why these dealers are going to support. That's why everybody in the industry is going to get behind you.
Well, you know what? Whenever I would go in the dealers and I would sell a product to them, I made them a promise. I would make them a promise. I said, listen, my job is to sell in this product, and my job is to help you sell it out. And at the end of the day, I know they have families to feed. We have families to feed. We're in business. This is a shaky hand. And I love you, Earl, and all that kind of good stuff. But there's an ROI behind this, right? And we all have an agenda. And I understand that. And that's why we're not a club. We are a business.
Yep.
And we're good at what we do.
Jose reminded us, he says, Bob, I remember when we did the show, an interview with Earl at the open house. One year they did a segment on Rolling on TV with you, and he said a few years ago, he says, and he had his pointed toe boots then.
That's right, baby. I had them on, baby. I'm gonna have them on this weekend too, and I can't wait.
But hey, you know what, Jose? If you've got, if you can go back, or Michelle, go back into the archive. All their shows are archived on their website.
Yeah.
And if you post the show that we had Earl on, and let people go back and watch that show for Rolling on TV. We were in the middle.
Or just send it to you, Bob. If Jose can or Michelle can send that to you, then you post it on our Nerve page right next to this interview.
You know, it's funny. You know, I was just thinking about this because I just got a text a minute ago. One of my friends, and I shared that I was going to be on the show, and all the media coverage we've been getting. One of my friends said to me, and this guy's he doesn't speak very much, but he said, "You know what, man? You quickly becoming my hero, man." And you know, when he said that to me, I kind of thought he's being tongue in cheek, but then he explained it to me. Well, I have the same thing to say about the industry, though. I have the same thing to say. The industry can be heroes to a lot of people, meaning not to Earl, but to a whole demographic of people. The industry can really help introduce something as beautiful as camping, as nature, to a group of people that want to know, should know, and will go. Will go. Listen,
But don't know yet.
Just don't know how amazing it is. You know how many times black folks drive past RV dealerships and never stop? Never, ever, ever, ever stop.
A lot.
A ton.
How many don't go to a show?
Ever.
When I at the Boston show this year, I'll say to Don, I said, I've only seen 3 black families here. We had 17,000, 200 people. When I do my seminars, and a lot of time what I do is I do an introduction on RVs and RV lifestyle, and 95% of the audience does not own an RV.
Right.
But those same 95%, they're all
right.
white. They're all white. And 50 and 60% of them have never been. This is their first RV show. So we're getting people to come in. We just now have to get the black people to come.
And it's very easy to do. It's very easy to do, and we have the formula to do that, right? We have the formula to do that at Black Folks Camp too. And I got to tell you this. I believe, and this is what I want to be very cognizant about with everyone, is that Black Folks Camp 2 is not here to twist anybody's arm to make them do something they don't want to do. We want partners who truly want to see their revenue grow. We want partners who want to get on board with an amazing company, but more so than anything, we want people to get on board to changing the industry for the better. For the better. I mean,
selling more product at the same time.
Absolutely. Everybody can go camping. Black folks got money, time, and family. So at the end of the day, we're not here arguing apples and oranges, baby. We are together, and we can really be amazing together. We look back on this 5 to 10 years, and we'll say, in 2019, that company, that little old company, Black Folks Camp 2, headed by that old handsome fella named Earl, and boy, it was amazing because we actually drove it. So
I told you it was going to go fast. We got 7 minutes, so we're not even going to do the share commercial. I left it up there so people can do it, but share it. But besides being able to sing, besides being a tremendous spokesperson for your company in the industry, you also find time to be an author.
Yeah.
So tell us about your books.
Well, my son, I have my son is name is Dillon, and my daughter name is Fuzzy. I named them after my mentor.
Earl, they're around the house right now?
No, they're not here, man. They're hanging out. They're actually coming in. They go to this little group on Wednesday night, so they're out. But I wrote this book. I wrote a children's book about bullying. My son was having a little incident when he was 4, and I felt like the best way to calm my nerves about the whole situation is to write a book. And so I wrote this cool book. It's called the Chronicles of Dillon and Fuzzy. The book is about bullying. We've sold a ton of books, but more than anything, we've watched adults and we've watched children read this book and come away like, now I know how to handle a big bad bully. And to me, the book is amazing. But what people really love about the book is the notes from the author. Because I tell people all the time, as a kid, I was bullied, and then I became a verbal bully to a young lady when I was 7, 8 years old, and I actually dedicated the book to her. In the inside of the book, there is a cool page in there that says notes from the author. This page right here is all about her, right? And so you can purchase our book at dillonandfuzzy.com. Dillon, DILLONANDFUZZY.com. And I promise you, it will enhance your life, your kid's life, and it'll be a great read for you guys.
But hey, there's another one coming. Don't.
Yep. So we were a little late. We were supposed to have this book out actually early October. There's another book coming out about the camping trip that my son and I took around the country. It's called The Chronicles of Dillon and Fuzzy, the Camping Edition. We're supposed to have it out in October, but one of the reasons why we had to delay is because I felt like we needed to get Black Folks Camp 2 started and get it going, so before we can actually introduce the book. Because the company is self-funded. We're just driving it, man. It's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited right now about Black Folks Camp 2, man. I'm just excited about it because I know how many lives it's gonna change. I know it.
You really excited about it?
Yeah, man. I'm excited, baby. I am. The last thing I'll tell you is that, I've been on the speaking circuit for the last 6 months. I'm speaking all over the country.
He says, the last thing I'm going to tell you, it's like he's taking over the show, Bob.
Yeah.
He's pretty much taking over the show. I mean, I could have just gone and get more apple juice, which I had in here before. Go ahead. Tell us what the last thing is.
I'm going to tell you the last thing is for me. The last thing for me, rather, is that I've been on the speaking circuit. Speaking for the last 6 months to every organization that I can, and it necessarily not about camping, but it's been about perseverance. It's about perseverance, doing something that nobody else, I didn't say nobody else wanted to do, but something I think I'm good at doing. And it's about bringing inclusiveness and bringing people together, being passionate about it, but more than anything, building relationships. I love building relationships, and I speak to companies all over the country, man, and that's what I do, and I love it. So I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for having me. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate you reaching out to me to get this story out. And I want everybody out there who listening to the sound of my voice to know that Black Folks Camp 2 is real. It is a real company, and you look forward to seeing us in the airways.
I think we have to thank you because we were having trouble getting a guest this week, and I sent through your Facebook page, because I didn't have Earl's current information, I sent a message around 11 o'clock last night before I went to bed, hoping that I would connect with him. When I got up this morning, I had a response and his telephone number, and we sent a few messages back and forth. We talked about 10 o'clock, maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yep.
Worked this whole thing out. We did a test, and he is gracious enough to be with us tonight. That's the passion this guy brings to his business. That's the passion he brings to camping.
Yeah. And
listen, we're gonna have people on the streets, man. We're gonna have almost 20 people on the streets in Charlotte, North Carolina. Over 250,000 Black folks, and they're gonna get a chance to take pictures with our banners, like our page, and we're gonna tell them all the goodness about camping, baby. Woo! I'm excited.
Hey, read Frank Cates. Bob, read Frank Cates' piece there about enthusiasm.
Frank says, y'all got enthusiasm with a capital E, and you can ad-lib too. Nobody listens very long when the speaker is dull and has his head buried in his notes. Woo! They say if one can't put some fire in his talk, he should put his talk and notes in the fire. I love that one, Frank.
Right on.
Only thought about that again when you talked about sitting around the campfire. Al Jackson says, I love the passion. Wow, we got more here. Earl, great seeing you again. Riney, Earl is a rhinoceros. Charging onward. Looking
What
forward.
talk about, baby?
Michelle, looking forward to knowing you. Earl, one thing we always ask our guests to do, and I know you are a very busy man, but we do ask that maybe tomorrow, if you go back through the comments, call up the site. I'll send you the link so you can send it out in the morning. But go back through, and in case we missed some of the quotes, you can answer them directly for the folks. And if you see something or you need something from us, but
right on.
We are at 7:59. See, I promised you this morning.
You did.
This hour, we would not. You wouldn't realize an hour of your life. You gave us an hour of your life, but you don't even know it's gone, right?
Well, I tell you what, man, if I could spend an hour of my life speaking about Black Folks Can't Too to you fine gentlemen, to your beautiful crowd out there, baby, I'll do it all day long, man. I'll do it all day long.
And with that being said,
all right, so John, I'm going to give Earl the last word. John, you want to give your closing comment?
No, I just want to thank Earl for being excited, and excitement and enthusiasm are the key to anything that anybody does. And you know what? We need more people with Earl's attitude.
Thank you, my friend. It was a pleasure seeing you. A pleasure meeting you again, brother.
Earl, thank you very much. I enjoyed it thoroughly. We will be in touch. I'll get you information on the RV Power Breakfast. I really want to see you there.
Right on.
Some of these people that are here, Jose's going to be there, Michelle's going to be there, John and Mark might be there. I'm not sure. Ed Hilbert says, great show.
Hey, we're on the speaking circuit. Hey, bring me in, baby. I promise we'll wow the crowd.
I'm going to try to get you into the Boston. I want to try to get you on the seminar program in Boston next year.
Right on.
You'd love coming because we had no winter this year. Our winter was probably more mild than yours. I want to bring you here when we got 3 feet of snow on the ground and freeze your butt off.
Oh, trust me, baby. I've been to Sudbury, Canada. I know some snow.
Okay.
All right. Good night, Earl.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.